Okay, on to the 3C notes here. And this is going to go back to where we did the construction video on constructing congruent angles and parallel lines, okay? So I have two video links up here to look at the corresponding angle postulate, but really, I would rather just explain it to y'all right now, and we can just sort of save everybody's time, okay? So, think about what we did when we did the construction here, okay? We knew that if we had parallel lines, okay, parallel lines to each other and congruent angles sort of went hand in hand right here, okay? And so what's going to happen here is it's going to give us a corresponding angle postulate, okay? So the corresponding angle postulate states that if two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, then corresponding angles are congruent to each other. Again, if you don't remember this, remember how what we did is when we had an angle here and we constructed a parallel line, okay, in GeoGebra on one of the previous videos, and we measured the angle, we found out that this little bottom angle right here was congruent to that angle right there when those two lines were parallel, okay? And that's always going to be the case. All right, so pretty simple enough here, okay? Now, here's what I want to talk about in addition to this, okay? So now what we can do is now if the two lines are parallel, okay, the two train tracks are parallel, if we have one angle, we can find them all, okay? And here's why. So let's say this angle right up here is 62 degrees, right? Well, before we knew this, we knew that we could find these other three angles up here up top because, you know, we vertical to that is 62 degrees, right? All right. And then we could just subtract that from 180 to get the rest. Okay, so if we do 180 minus 62, okay, 118 degrees. Okay, so this is 118 degrees. That's 118 degrees. Okay, that's 3B notes right there. Okay, that's what we learned on the 3B notes. Now, what we realize with this corresponding angle postulate is that if I have these lines parallel to each other, I can copy this 62, okay, which is on the top right here, to the top right there. Okay. So we got that. Now what we can do is, again, we can copy all four using the 3B notes. Okay. Well, now we know that 62-degree angle here, and right there's 118, and right there's 118. Okay. That's only the case when the lines are parallel. Okay. But when the lines are parallel, if we know one, we really know 8, okay? If we know this 62, 3B tells us those 4, and then we could pull those 4 down here at the bottom for that, okay? So now let's look at right here. So if angle 2 is 70 degrees, find the measure of each angle. So let's look at here. So angle 2 is 70 degrees, all right? So I'm going to just sort of draw this over here on the bottom because I don't have a ton of space to draw up here, okay? So we know that angle 3, angle 6, and angle 7 are all going to be 70 degrees as well. Because again, 70 degrees comes to angle 3, they're vertical. 70 degrees pulls down to 6 from corresponding angles we just looked at, and then 6 and 7 are vertical to each other, okay? So all those are 70. Now to find the other ones, okay, angle 1, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 8. All right, well, we just got to do whatever 180 minus 70 is, okay? And that'll give us 110, because again, that's just the angles 1 and 2 make a line, okay? So subtract 70 from that, it gives us 110. I could pull 110 down to angle 4. I could pull 110 down to angle 5. And we could pull 110 down to angle 8 as well. Okay? So that's it, kind of from these 3C notes. And you should be able to sort of figure this out here. Now, I want to go sort of towards the bottom here of these three C notes. And we're going to come up with some new postulates here, okay, or some new theorems rather. Actually, I'm going to put it up on the 3D notes. Excuse me. Okay. So let's pull the 3D notes up here. And I want to take this little picture that we did over here and copy it over so we can sort of reference this bad boy right here. Okay. Oh, wait, we had it in the right spot the first time. Whoops. Anyway, so we're looking at our transversal theorems here. We should be able to see that when we have our angle, son of a gun, where was I? Here we go. So let's say we have parallel lines, something nice and simple right here. And let's say this angle's 80 and this angle's 80, of course, and then 80 and 100 and 100 and 100 and 80 and 100, just like that. With the lines being parallel, we know we can copy these four angles down there, okay, from the corresponding angle postulate rule and from our constructions, okay? We'll look at the alternate interiors. Like the alternate interiors would be these two. Notice that those two are the same, okay? So if two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, alternate interiors are going to be congruent. Okay, so think about that, okay, and it's also true with those. Think about the alternate exteriors, okay, there and there, okay, or this one with this one. What do we notice? Okay, well, they're also congruent. What about same side interiors? Same side or consecutive interiors would be these two, or it could be these two. Are they the same? No, they're not the same. Now, if they're not the same in these situations, we talked about this on the 3B notes. If the two angles are not the same, they have to do one other thing, which is add to 180. Okay, which they do, which they have to do. Okay, so adding the 180, if you remember that, the word for that is supplementary. Okay, so the angles are supplementary to each other. Okay, so here we should be able to use these rules now to make angle pairs equal to each other or add them up to 180. And we should be able to do this homework and figure out what all of these angle pairs are equal to. Okay, so that takes care of 3C and 3D. And if you have any questions, please do not be afraid to contact me. Thank you.